Good morning and welcome to Fat Cow Farm. Now, this afternoon today, what I'm going to be doing is putting in our main feed for the hoop house. All right, so what we're going to be looking at is moving the pump across to here, and then I'm going to run in an extra line down here to feed the for the hoop house. So now I've already turned the water off. Now, this is why it's important that we put union joints everywhere. Oh, better turn that off. This is why we put union joints everywhere. Oh dear, this one's stuck. All right, we'll just let that drain. There we go. Keep my little O-ring. Okay, so what we're going to do here is move this pump over across. I'll be able to cut this section out and rebuild that. I'll put another line through here and join that to the main poly feed going up into the high tunnel. All right, so I'll get a few things organised. I'll come and find you and we'll go from there. So I'll see you soon. All right, so here we are. I've now changed that over, like I said this morning. So what I've got now is I've added in that extra main feed. That's got a permanent pressure going back to the high tunnel. So I can turn on the garden tap and everything else. And then we've got the timing devices ready for the overhead misting and also for the drip irrigation on the garden beds. So we're all ready to go. We'll go up to the high tunnel and I'll show you what we've got sorted out there. So I'll see you soon. All right, so here we are in the high tunnel hoop house. I've got to get a thermometer. It is stifling. It is full on. But what you can see is I had some leftovers. So what I've done is we've inverted these top hats to run through to support the actual poly sprinkler pipe. Now, what I've done is just sort of strung this up. I've just looked at about every 500 mil, giving it a bit of a brace. And what I've done is, because we're so long, I've put in some little isolator taps. You know, so what are we, 15 meters? So every 5 meters, I've got one of these little isolator taps so I can turn on and off. And I've got that running for the next 5 meters as well, up to here. This one's off. So what my thought process was is that if we're not growing in that particular area, why am I wasting the water for nothing? So what I can now do is now segregate along my propagation process, and as I start bringing in more trees, I can open up another section, bang, and then I can water that one as well. Now what I've done is we've got 3 of these ready to go, and the curiosity got the better of me. So I had a few of these little misting heads down in the shed, and I just wanted to see what sort of spacings that we were looking at. And I was thinking, oh yeah, on the packet it said a 2 meter throw, and it wasn't enough. So what I've got, these misters are now basically every 1200 as I go down the poly pipe. Now, what I'm thinking is that I've been looking at some websites about how to sort of irrigate the greenhouses and things like that, sort of like the Royal Australian Horticultural Society or whatever it may be. And they do lots of misting for like 1 minute, and it might be every hour, 1 minute. Now, luckily enough, the timers that I picked up from the hardware, pure fluke, it has those functions. So I can set, what have I got there? I've got 24 settings and I can run it for 1 minute. So what I'm thinking is that during the daylight hours of 12 hours, I'll just spray for 1 or 2 minutes every hour and then shut down. And that way that the humidity and the heat and the warmth and everything else hopefully starts building its own ecosystem in here. But again, it's going to be a test phase. I really don't know how that's going to go. So what I want to do is show you these little misters. And to be honest with you, I'm pretty stoked about how they all work. Now, I've just got to work out this here. Right, so I've just got it on for a minute. So we just got to wait for the pump to kick in. Here we go. And look at that. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And that's getting, you know, we're getting about halfway here. So I'm getting misted on here. And as you can see, I've only got the 2 bays open because I just wanted to see how all that works. But if I needed to, I can shut that one down. Just like so. How good's that, mate? It's fantastic. So what we also have is that, you know, I've got one overhead, my poly pipe. So I've got my overhead poly pipe here, and I'll do something similar. And then we've got one on this side here also. So as a part of the misting system, I think for overhead, we've got it absolutely nailed. So what I'll do is I'll get some new ones of these. A lot of these are cracked and been in the weather before. So I'll do a complete changeover, but this little micro mister is certainly the way to go. Now also what I wanted to show you is that now that we've got our permanent feed in for our hose, so we've just got our normal tap, same as the chicken coop. So we can hose down whatever we need to do. And again, that's all running off that little, 20 litre Seaflo diaphragm pump, all on solar. So, mate, it's just absolutely fantastic. I think the only thing that we need to sort of be a little bit mindful of is the timing process. So with the veggie garden, we've got that running towards the latter part of the afternoon. And then I haven't tried with everything on yet, and I think that would just be a total failure. But in saying that, you know, having some very quick bursts of misting, for here what we have is for overhead, and then I can start running my irrigation in for the beds, and we'll do that as drip irrigation. And as that evolves, I'll show you how that's going through. So, mate, all about overhead misting in the high tunnel greenhouse. I reckon we've absolutely nailed it, mate. We have nailed it. So, like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.